A really big welcome to the Salon Chat Room Podcast with Angeline Hayden, founder of Midas Customer Service Training and Salon Solutions, and Kerry Humphreys, founder of Locate Your Look. Please help us welcome our guests for today. We are sure you'll be suitably entertained and learn something new and inspiring about our amazing industry. Welcome to the Salon Chat Room Podcast, and our guest today is Gary Jenkins. So Gary Jenkins is a sales consultant at Shortcut Smarter Business Technology UK, and he's going to tell us how this piece of technology is actually going to help your bottom line figures. So whether you are aesthetics, beauty or hairdressing, listen up to Gary Jenkins.
Hi, and welcome back to the Salon Chat Room Podcast. And Angeline and myself are delighted to have Gary from Shortcuts with us today. Hi, Gary.
Hiya, how you doing?
We're good, thank you. And you?
Hi, Gary. Welcome.
Hello.
So, Gary, Shortcuts, software for hair and beauty services?
Yeah, hair, beauty, aesthetics, anything along those lines. Although we've got a few industries that use it as well, but yeah, mainly we're focused towards hair and beauty.
Right. So I am within the hair and beauty industry as well as Angeline is, and I'm all for embracing technology. There's a lot of people that don't embrace it. Tell us a bit about Shortcuts and why they should use Shortcuts.
So Shortcuts has been going now for over 25 years. Started by a hairdresser in Australia. She basically wanted a system that was going to help her run her business. So basically Shortcuts, we want salons to have, the confidence and clarity, consistency they need to manage a successful salon business with the right tools and 24/7 support. So Shortcuts gives them the ability to thrive in the industry.
So Gary, could you explain for our audience, the people out there who don't know Shortcuts as a business, what are its main features? What is it going to do for people's business?
So I think the most important thing for any salon owner is knowing their numbers. So knowing sort of their income, knowing their rebooking numbers, average bill, retail, client retention, staff utilization. So to manage a business, you need to know all about your numbers, what your numbers are and where you need to improve. So Shortcuts will give them full visibility into their business, into how they're performing. Because
basically without numbers and figures, then you really don't know where your business is going, do you?
No, you don't know where you need to focus your attention. So It's all about knowing. I think the main sort of two numbers that you need to sort of focus on would be client retention and staff utilization.
So does it show you also about clients who rebook? Because obviously that's a major part in the salon industry, not so much the new clients, but, loyal clients that rebook.
Yep. So it gives you all the reports and data so you can see your rebooking rate as a salon, but also for each staff member. So if there's particular staff members with a low rebooking rate, then you can, speak to them and work out how to improve their rebooking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how do customers find that booking system? How do they find, is there a platform that they can go on Shortcuts and find salons and book with them or not?
So, so if a client wants to book with a salon, generally with online booking, then the salon can have that and they'll find that obviously through the website. There is My Local Salon where we list all of the Shortcut salons and clients can go through there. But generally, clients will find salons through their Instagram, Facebook or website. And then obviously that's where the online booking comes in.
Obviously any industry and a product that is particular about figures, numbers, sometimes for salon owners, it can be quite confusing. So do you offer a good sort of helpline somewhere they can access a real person, if you like, and say, look, I'm struggling to get, my figures up. Can you help me? Can you talk me through it?
So we do online training consistently. So there's always sort of webinars that clients can join in.
It's really helpful then. Yeah.
Yeah. So support's 24/7. So if they've ever got any issues or questions about the system, then they can phone up the 24/7 support. And training's ongoing. It's unlimited. So if they need more training on reports, we do training on a webinar. They can jump on, ask questions, and sort of find out what they need to know.
Is that a free service, or do they have to pay for that?
It's part of their monthly subscription as part of Shortcuts. So yeah, it's an ongoing support.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. So for salons, their main sort of income for businesses is customers. I generally, working within the industry for 34 years and founder of Locate Your Look, I feel that loyalty within the industry is not as it was. So new customers are definitely on the forefront of a lot of salons' minds. So how do they generate more customers from Shortcuts? How can they just feel that using Shortcuts will generate them more business?
So it's about making it easy to book for clients. So a lot of the time clients or salons will focus on trying to get new clients, which is important, but you've also got to focus on client retention. So it's sort of 2 points really. And it's all about making it easy for clients to book. So you've got online booking. With Shortcuts, there's various ways that you can book online. So you can do it through the website. You can do it through social media. You can do it through Google. So we've got Google Reserve, so clients can book directly through their Google business listing. What's good about that is when they do it through Google, Google picks up on that and sends the client an email afterwards asking them to leave a review on Google. So it helps generate reviews on Google, which is important. There's also an app clients can download and book directly through the Salon app. And also with our marketing, automated marketing, every piece of marketing email that goes out, you can have the book now link on those emails and clients can book directly through those links. So if you've got a client that hasn't been to your salon for a period of time, the system picks up on that, sends out an email, asks them to rebook basically, and then they can book directly through that email.
So there's contact there for perhaps clients who maybe didn't book before they left the salon and perhaps wanted to go home, check their diary, see how they felt, see, if it's a new client, you want to kind of, live with the style or cut or color for a little while. So that's really good because what you're doing is you're making a connection with the client outside of the salon, which I think is, it's a really good way forward.
Yeah, it's all about with Shortcuts, it's helping to improve the client journey through the salon. Yeah. So from when a client finds the salon, it's not necessarily when they go to the salon, it's when they find them online, whether that be on Instagram, through the website, through Facebook, making sure that the process to book is easy. So clients can find the appointment through their online booking portal, book the appointment. Then when they come into the salon, we collect their information. So if we've got the client information, we can then market to that client. If you've got the date of birth and the email address, you can send emails on their birthday, wishing them a happy birthday. It's just little things like that throughout the client journey through the salon that you always sort of making sure you don't forget that client and that client doesn't slip through the net.
And is that's all GDPR compliant, obviously?
Yeah, the systems.
Salons obviously will want to know that.
Yeah, it's all going to be GDPR compliant now.
Yeah, sure.
The whole system is GDPR compliant.
So what about price point?
Sorry,
Carrie. I'm keen to ask about price point, and the reason being is that at the moment salons are thinking about software. I know salons that have still got paper diary. I mean, that might sound in the arc, but it works for them. If they want to make that transition, and they're looking at price point. Have you got one, Gary? If they want to make that transition and they're looking at price point, could you give us a guide maybe? Does it go from a price and then it goes kind of up? Yeah,
so we've got sort of different packages, different systems to suit everybody. So pricing starts from £20
per month.
Per month, yeah. So if you're a single person, mobile hairdresser, for example, you'd be looking at £20 a month. If you're a bigger salon, then the pricing could go up from there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got sort of something for everyone's budget, basically.
Sounds awesome.
Right. So I love booking systems. I think they're great. I have got one major issue with it. So when I ran a salon, I had 5 staff, all different levels, taking different times to do different things, charging different prices. How do you solve that problem? Because I feel that a lot of people on Locate Your Look have got issues with that bit.
So you've got 5 staff all charging different prices and different time links for each service.
Yeah, so basically some people will take an hour to do a cut and blow dry, other people will take 45 minutes. Somebody with long hair, that will take an hour to cut and blow dry, but with short hair it takes half an hour. So how do they sort of kind of work around that?
So you can set up, you've got all like the staff management and service management in the background. So you can set up your services with a set amount of time. But if, let's say, for example, one member of staff takes an hour to do a cut and style, one member of staff takes 45 minutes, you can set that in the background. So when someone books an appointment with staff member number 1, that will get booked in as an hour. And staff member number 2 will get booked in as 45 minutes. And then the different pricing depending on what level they're at.
So you can really customize it to the stylist. So in our, well, when I used to have my salons many years ago, we had a color coded system and that worked really well. So, Sophie was orange, color coded system, and that worked really well. So, Sophie was orange and Becky was red, and, and you could go in and you could alter to fit the, because Sophie used to take longer than Becky. And so that's encouraging to know, because salons who have, more than themselves will want to identify and keep everything individual, won't they? Because everybody is individual.
So every sort of member of staff is going to have different sort of levels and times that they take. So you can set that in the background to each member of staff.
Mm.
Yeah, it is also as well the hair type. So hair type long to short, thick to what to call it. So I know as a hairstylist myself that them different time levels. If somebody came in with long, thick hair, I could be easily an hour trying it. Somebody comes in with short hair and it's taken me half an hour to do it. I won't know that until they've come in. So how do you remedy that sort of kind of, do you book an hour out for all of the clients and then hope for the best you've got long hair?
So hopefully you can get rebooked them when you're in the salon, so then you know for the next appointment how long you need. If generally when you're running the column, you'll know the majority of your clients and you know how long you're going to take for each client. If there is a client with lots of hair and they're going to take an extra half an hour, then you have a little note on their file, so when they phone up to book, that flags up, so the receptionist can add an extra half hour to that appointment.
So you don't have a consultation sheet that actually answers them questions on before booking? So we have a request a booking on Locate Your Look, and it has a consultation form and it answers all them questions. So basically they know that actually this person's got long, thick hair, wants a cut and blow dry. Is that the answer for booking systems or not?
I don't think there's ever going to be a one answer fits all within the hair and beauty industry. You can obviously do consultation. You can create your own consultation forms on the system. We are looking at sort of developing the system so you're able to email them out in advance. But at the moment, it's when they come in, you sit them down and they fill out that consultation form with you. The only alternative is to sort of set up different, so you could have a long hair or thick hair cut and style available to be booked online, and a short hair cut and style to be booked online, and then just sort of have the time difference between the two.
So you could put that information into the system so that it would recognize that if you put long hair an hour, it would recognize that on the booking system.
Yeah, so if someone booked long hair cut and style, you could do it that way.
I suppose new clients, if you're having a conversation, you're booking a new client over the phone, if they were to ring up and go onto the system, you could have that conversation with them, couldn't you?
Yes, same thing.
I suppose. So,
conversation that you would have.
Yeah, I think clients, when they've got thick hair, they know they've got thick hair, and they do generally point it out when they are booking the appointment. I've worked in the salon myself, and they're on the phone. I've got lots of hair.
Yeah.
They warn you in advance.
Extremely helpful, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. So what about color testing? Does the system do color testing?
We will record the color test. You can put a note as to what you've used to do that color test, and then the system will sort of check that you've done that color test prior to doing the color service. So it will sort of flag up and warn if the client does need a color test prior to their appointment.
And do you do e-sign for the client? Is that a part of the system?
Yeah, you can create, again, consultation form, ask them the questions that you need to ask them as part of that colour consultation. Have you had any colours? Has anything happened in the last 3 to 6 months, etc.? And then they can sign that and everyone's sort of happy with it.
Excellent.
Right. That's quite important, isn't it? Colour testing is actually one of the things that people,
especially at the moment,
they need to do a colour test, and as you say, Gary, need to make sure that if they haven't been there before, then they need it, and if they have been there before but they haven't been there for 6 months, then you're telling us the software will tell them they haven't been for the last 6 months. So
you can set it in the system. Again, however long you want to sort of do a retest, you can set the system to remind you every 3 months to do a colour test on that client if they haven't been in and had a colour. So the system will update you and let you know.
It sounds like it does everything apart from make coffee.
Well, that's no good.
No,
but that could change.
Yeah, they'll tell you what their favourite drink is, but not make it.
Oh, yeah. That's lovely to hear, actually. So you could write individual things like maybe a birthday, or because I do customer service training for salons, and every part of the salon has got its touch point. And one of the things we teach is remembering the client's birthday. But if you've got a system to tell you when it is, then that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Does it do that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So it will automatically email on the client's birthday, happy birthday. You can send them a voucher if you wanted to. And when they come into the salon, if their birthday's within that week, it will sort of flag up a little notification that it's their birthday. So then
amazing. So I suppose
with their coffee.
It's like anything, isn't it? If you have a system and you know how to use it, and you've got the backup of somebody in tech, then that's the beauty of the system that you're working towards. Because otherwise, it's a bit like our brain. We put what is it percentage wise? We use about 10% of our brain. So if the system is in there, and the salons out there have already got your system, then they need to know that if they're not using it to its potential, then there is training out there. They can reach out to you and they can say, just hop on a Zoom and just run me through this. So that backup and support is really important.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think enough salons make the most of their salon systems, because there is so much that it can do and help you with. And it's just, there's so much information in the system that it's just making the most of it, making sure that you're taking advantage of the training as well to sort of learn more about that system. Because a lot of salons will just sort of expect to sort of know it from day one, but they won't. It will take a little bit of time to sort of pick up and sort of learn.
Over time. And a lot of salons going back as well, going to have time constraints, aren't they? So can they go online, and have you got frequently asked questions on your website so they can access those?
So we've got a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
On there, we put all of our there's short how-to videos, like 3 or 4 minutes long, where they can go on. Let's say, for example, they want to do something in the stock management. They can go on, type stock, and it'll come up with a list of the videos around stock, and then they can sort of have a look and see if they can find that find what they need to do.
Right.
Amazing.
So my next question. So with so many people now working self-employed within the industry, so either working solely on their own or working rent a chair or whatever way they are doing it, would the system work better as an individual per salon, or would it be better to have a salon one, and does everybody get access to their own sort of kind of columns?
I think it's better to have a salon one where all the information is. Everyone will have access to it. So you've got the salon system, which will be in the salon, and then everyone can have access to it through the cloud on their mobile phone, so they can see their own columns, their own figures from their mobile phone when they're at home.
So they get access to all their figures. So if they work self-employed, they get access to everything they've earned, everything they've sold.
We'll be able to set the system up so stylists can go on at home and they can look at their column for the week. They can go on and see how much money they've earned for that week in retail, how many clients they've rebooked, what their average bill was. There's 10 sort of KPIs on the dashboard within the cloud that they can see how they're doing.
So it could be pressure or reward on the run, couldn't it? If you look at it like that.
Yeah.
To work out, so just say you're working self-employed and you earn 50% of everything you take. Does it work that out for you or not?
So say that again, sorry.
So basically, if you work self-employed in a salon and you work on a commission base, so basically every person that you come in through the salon, you earn 50% or whatever from that. Can that work?
Yeah, so you can set commissions in the system. So if you've got employed staff, then you can set like the hourly wage or base rate they earn per week. And then if they earn commission on that, if they're self-employed, then you can just set it as commission, and then they'll start earning 50% from zero. And then that's what they earn.
Oh, that's great. That's real good.
Looking at loyal client, we're just talking about loyal clients. So obviously Shortcuts has loyal clients. Do you reward your loyal clients? Is there anything that you do to make sure that they stay with you rather than jump ship to another platform?
We do different events through the year. So at the moment we're doing more online events, but in the past we've done sort of web, like a day event, like a summit, where we've had guest speakers come along, invited sort of some of our Shortcut salons, so they can sort of learn not just more about Shortcuts, but more about sort of various aspects within the hair and beauty industry. And
you send them a birthday message, do you?
Yeah, that goes out automatically. Yeah.
That's nice. Great.
Right. So my last question for you, Gary, is about retail.
Yeah.
Can you add your retail on there? Retail isn't, again, the same as it was years ago in a salon. A lot of people are buying retail online. How can they sort of kind of put their retail? Can they sell retail on their system, or can they add it, see how much retail they've sold and how to restock it or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's got the full stock management in the system. We can upload all of their stock, regardless of what it is, into the system, put all of their pricing on there, and then you can do the stock management through the system, so they can see how much they've currently got in stock. You can set maximum and minimum stock levels. You can set warnings when stock gets down to a certain level, so the system can look at those numbers and create orders based on those numbers.
So you could say, I'd like, I usually have like 12 perfect setting on my stock, on my shelf. And when it gets down to 6, it'll then alert me to order another 6.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's really good. Yeah.
So it will let you know when you get down to a certain level, and then it will create an order to replenish up to your maximum stock level. And then you've got all the reports in the background, which will give you all the sort of stats. You know, what's your best selling product, how much products you sold in a time period,
and the profit margin, which is really important, obviously.
Yeah, it'll show you sort of like what's your best sort of products in terms of sort of profit.
So salons can then tailor make their marketing campaign for a particular product, because sometimes you want to sell something. Stylists are very good at sticking to their usuals, aren't they? They're not very good at going outside the box. So a salon owner could say, right, we're not actually selling much of this, but actually it's a really good product. So they could identify where perhaps there's a gap somewhere, that it could be a really, really good retail profit margin, but you're not selling it because you don't like it, or, you know, so that's a really good idea. So thinking outside the box with your retail as well.
Yeah, sort of seeing, you know, what's selling well, what's not selling well, you know, what isn't selling well, is it for a reason? You know, is this product no good? Are we just stocking something for, you know, it's going to gather dust on the shelf? So then you can return that, or maybe sort of get the product company to come in and do some stock training or product training on those products, so the staff understand it a bit more and they don't go to their 3 favorite products all the time. Identifying the market is really key, isn't it? In, you know, in savvy thinking about finances. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it seems to, so Shortcuts seems to cover all the work that we generally don't want to do. So apart from standing behind the chair and making coffee, as Angeline said, it sort of kind of covers Yeah, it would do pretty much everything. It will do obviously the online bookings. It will send out text reminders to clients to let them know they've got an appointment, and then the clients can reply to that text message to confirm. Is there extra charge for that? Because most booking systems have extra charge for the text message reminders. Yeah, you pay for the text messages that go to the client. If the client replies, you don't pay for that. You kind of buy bundles. Can you do that? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so buy a text bundle and that should cover yourself for the month. Great.
Yeah.
Yes, so I feel that certainly I'm all up for technology. I feel that the world is technology savvy now, and I feel if you're not on a booking system, you should be. So, Gary, thank you very much for joining us and sharing what Shortcuts has to offer.
Shortcuts
thanks for having me.
The way forward. Yeah.
If you're not on the booking system, you can get all our Gary's details at the end of this podcast. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Nice to meet you too, and for enlightening our, with the information that you've given us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
A big thank you to our guests today for giving up their time to share their own salon industry journeys. Don't forget to sign up to our channels so you don't miss out on the amazing guests we have lined up just for you. Big love from Kerry Humphreys, founder of Locate Your Look, and Angeline Hayden, founder of Midas Customer Service Training and Salon Solutions. See you next time on the Salon Chat Room Podcast.